pull off a sweep of the Blue Hens and win their first CAA crown. The Blue Hens in their all-black uniforms, trying to just earn a split today, and that would crown them champions. As that is in there for a strike from the right-hander Winburn to Alyssa Henault, the starting second baseman for Campbell today, and also the leadoff batter. Winburn, who used the outer half of the plate to her advantage last night, does not get the call on that attempt. And the count is 1-2. Winburn 21-5 on the season this year. Took the loss in yesterday's game, though she lowered her ERA now at a 1.64, as that is lightly tapped over the head of Winburn. And that ball did not get past the shortstop Blands, but she couldn't make the throw in time. And Alyssa Henault, just like yesterday's game, is on base to lead off the game.
Now batting for Campbell, number 44, Tyra Parker.
Henault put that ball right behind this circle, and somehow nobody on the Blue Hens side of the field was able to make the catch defensively. So Henault on the base paths to begin this game, as her teammate Tyra Parker tried to get the bunt down to move her across. It went foul. Parker and Henault, a two-headed monster at the top of this lineup for the Camels. Both speedy, both left-handed, and both like to push the pace on the base paths. Again, bunt shown. Everybody back to their bags. So Parker in the two-hole, the left fielder. Brooke Carey, the designated player in today's game, is going to be batting third. She came on as a pinch hitter in the latter innings of yesterday's game. Madeline Gillespie at first base today, batting fourth. That one bunted again by Parker, and again it goes foul. And the 5 spots, the shortstop, Michaela McLean. Delaney McDilda, the third baseman, bats sixth. Charlie Montgomery in center field batting seventh, with Aaliyah Sweeney in right field batting eighth. And the catcher, Savannah White, will bat ninth. A very similar lineup for Campbell today versus yesterday's. That's on the outside corner and just out of the zone, I should say, as Parker stays alive for at least one more pitch. It's a 2-2 count. Two slapped into the air left field, down in front of Lily Shivert. And the two-headed monster at the top of the Campbell lineup have back-to-back singles to open up game number 2. And we saw Parker try to lay down the bunt a couple times, couldn't get it into fair territory. And instead, on a pitch on the outside part of the plate, a spot where Winburn's been trying to work against the left-handed hitters, Parker just took it into the opposite field. And now we'll see if Campbell is aggressive early on the base paths. Henault and Parker, two of the best in stealing bases this season. They are top 2 on Campbell's roster. Henault with 19, Parker with 22 stolen bases, though Parker was caught stealing yesterday in the opening frame. That's on the ground, up the middle. Blant's going to take it, flip to second for one. On to first, not in time. Over at third goes Henault, and so the Blue Hens just get the forced out at second. So there's one gone with runners at the corners. So Carey now the runner at first, as Parker is out. That'll lead to Madeline Gillespie, the starting first baseman today, as she takes a called strike. Gillespie did not play in yesterday's game. This is actually her first action since April 26th. So a bit of a break for Gillespie, the first baseman. And now he's in a big spot with 2 runners on and 1 out. Winburn again trying to go inside on the right-handed hitting first baseman to no avail. Henault led off this game with a bloop shot single that landed just behind the pitcher in Winburn. She now stands at third. Brooke Carey at first after she reached via a fielder's choice. Bunt shown, got it down, runners coming home, and Julia Boyette had trouble in the field yesterday, committed 3 errors, but makes the smart play to let that ball roll foul before picking it up as Gillespie was trying to get down the suicide squeeze to get Henault scoring from third. Now 3 times that Campbell has been unsuccessful in trying to get bunts down in fair territory, as that pitch sweeps too far out of the zone, and the count is now 2-2. Campbell 32-19-1 overall this season. They are now 20-5 in the CAA. Delaware 38-10 overall, 21-4 in the Coastal. Called strike 3 outside corner, and a big strikeout for Winburn. There's 2 away.
Now batting for Campbell, number 15, Michaela McLean.
Campbell got the win yesterday. They've now won 14 of their last 16. As Michaela McLean takes a first pitch upstairs. Campbell reaching the 20-win mark in conference play. This is the first year, actually, that there are multiple teams with over 20 conference wins in a season. As Winburn does not catch the bottom half of the zone. McLean at bat at the moment. Runners at the corners. Henault at third. Carey at first. Campbell scored in the opening frame in yesterday's game. That's going to be on the ground to the shortstop, Blantz. Her throw across the diamond is in time. And Emily Winburn works out of a jam after allowing 2 straight singles to lead the game. She gets the next 3 batters in order. We head to the bottom of the first, still scoreless from Delaware. We go to the bottom of the first inning from the Delaware softball diamond. Game 2, Campbell and Delaware doing battle in the final weekend of CAA play. And right now these 2 teams battling for the crown of the Coastal. Campbell needs to win both games of this doubleheader today. After taking game number 1 yesterday, Blue Hens need just 1 win out of these 2, and they will be crowned champions for the 3rd straight season. Isabella Smith in the circle for the Fighting Camels. Gets a swing on a 2-hopper to McLean, the shortstop, off the bat of Jules Garber. And Garber grounds out to lead off the bottom of the first.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 8, Katie Shiver.
One away for Katie Shiver. As she steps into the batter's box, the starting second baseman today for the Blue Hens. First pitch swing and pops it up foul territory, and that'll get off the top of the dugout and out of play. Julia Boyette, the third baseman, hits in the 3 spot for the Blue Hens today. Designated player Sydney Schaefer in the cleanup role. Chloe Blance in the 5 hole, the starting shortstop, with Morgan Hess, the right fielder, batting 6th. Gianna Costaro, the first baseman, bats 7th. Catcher Maddie Fife bats 8th. And in the 9 hole is the left fielder, Lily Shiver. That last pitch missed low, and now Smith is going to deliver the 1-1. Right in there for a strike to Katie Shiver. Isabella Smith, now the leader in wins in the CAA after she took the W yesterday, now 22-6 overall. And gets a swinging strike 3 of Katie Shiver. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Smith with a 1.84 ERA, across 167 in a third innings pitched. She's allowed just 108 hits, 56 walks. She allowed 58 runs to score, 44 of them earned. And that was strikeout number 198 on this season for the right-hander. Two outs as Julia Boyette fouls off the offering and into the backstop as the count moves to 1-1. Boyette with 3 errors in the field yesterday. Trying to get on top of the ball here in game number 2. That one is in the dirt outside. On the ground, and that's getting into right field as Boyette with a 2-out single. It's the Blue Hens with a runner on base.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 34, Sydney.
Delaware had just 1 hit yesterday. It was an RBI double off the bat of Sydney Schaefer. As Isabella Smith really kept the Blue Hens bats quiet for much of the game. She actually retired the first 11 batters in a row in yesterday's game before giving up the first base runner via a hit by pitch. That one a touch too high. They're going to check down on the swing. No swing, says the first base umpire, as Sydney Schaefer is in the batter's box. She had that RBI double just over the head of Aaliyah Sweeney in right field. That one again low and inside, and this time they said Schaefer went across with the strike. Looked very similar on the swing and pitch location as the previous one, but this time they said Schaefer went. Takes a big swing at the rise ball and can't catch up to it. And the count moves even 2-2. Boyette, the runner at third after her 2-out single. Smith, 2-2. Runner goes, and the tag was not placed on the initial play, and Boyette with a stolen base. I would not say Julia Boyette's the most fleet of foot, but she's now 9 for 9 in stolen base attempts this season. She's got herself in scoring position for Schaefer. She's got a 3-2 pitch upcoming. It's in the dirt. Throw down to second as Boyette was venturing off the bag. So the stolen base doesn't really do too much damage as Schaefer walks and there's 2 runners on with 2 outs.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 5, Chloe Bland.
And we were very shocked to see both Isabella Smith and Emily Winburn getting the start in game number 2 today. After both went the full 7 innings yesterday, we thought perhaps the number 2s would get some action, but looks like both coaches are trying to finish off this contest early and try to limit the offense for either side. Maybe we'll see fatigue as a factor already. We've seen as many hits for the Blue Hens in this first inning as they had all game yesterday. And now they have 2 runners on with 2 outs. Another check on a swing and a no-go as Chloe Blantz held up. The shortstop is waiting a touch longer now as the infield comes together with Isabella Smith in the circle. Interesting that the catcher in Savannah White did not go out there as well. Just the defense in the infield coming together. So 2-1 the count. Smith and Blantz back in their respective spots as we're back underway. Pulled down the line in right, but foul. As Blantz was all over that next pitch and perhaps was too much on it as she pulled it foul. See how Smith responds after that last foul ball. Puts that one on the turf. Great job off a hop by Gillespie to make the defensive play, saving a run and ending the inning. Through 1. We have no score from Delaware Softball Diamond.
This is where everything starts. It's a place of new beginnings, new opportunities, and a new identity. We are the Coastal Athletic Association, and from the beaches to the city streets, we are united to succeed at an elite level, in competition, in our communities, in our lives. This is the tide that lifts us, the fire that burns inside all of us. This is our moment, our new chapter. We are the CAA, and we are united in excellence.
We saw 4 combined hits in yesterday's game, and right now already 3 combined between both sides as the pitching for both sides locked down coming into today. And we'll see if they can continue. Winburn leading the Blue Hens pitching staff to a 2.02 ERA, striking out a little over 4 batters per 7 innings. His opponents are hitting just .228 against Blue Hens pitching as a whole. That's popped up right field. On the move, Morgan Hess, as she makes the catch just inside fair territory. Delaney McDilda heads back to the dugout, 0 for 1 today.
Now batting for Campbell, number 92, Charlie Montgomery.
So 1 pitch and 1 out for Emily Winburn. A 1.64 ERA for the right-hander across 175 and a third innings pitched. Has allowed 149 hits as she gets a called strike at the outside corner. Allowed 46 walks, though. 64 runs allowed, 41 of them earned. She has 129 strikeouts on the season. Charlie Montgomery up at the plate for the first time today. Pops up. And a basket catch is made by Maddie Fife, hopping out of her stance and getting to the ball in time for the second out. And it almost looks like Campbell's going to get away with another little bloop shot in the infield to get a runner on base like the opening batter, Alyssa Hinault. But Fife was able to get there in time. So there's 2 gone for Aaliyah Sweeney. Swings at the first pitch, grounded to Boyette, fields it, and throws it in time. And that is a quick 1-2-3 inning as Winburn gets through the 3 batters with ease. We head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless from Delaware. Isabella Smith back in the circle for Campbell as she has been the workhorse for the Fighting Campbells this season. Team with a 2.28 ERA, averaging about 6 strikeouts per 7 innings, but walking about 3 batters per 7 innings. The opponents are hitting a paltry 212 against the Fighting Campbells pitching staff as the first offering to Morgan Hess is low and inside. Hess, the right fielder, made a nice running catch to open up the top half of the second inning. And now she'll lead off the bottom half as she tries to get on base today. Rips that one foul and nearly took out a couple of heads in the Blue Hens side of the field. That one misses outside. The count is 2-1. The defense around Isabella Smith. New first baseman's Madeline Gillespie, making her first appearance since April 26th. At second base is Alyssa Hinault. That one is on the ground. Taken. Oh, they're going to say it was foul. Delaney McDill, the third baseman, was trying to get to the ball before it got foul. And the home plate umpire made the call immediately that it was foul. McDilda thought she got it in time, and she was making the throw when the foul call was made. Either way, we're back in action with Morgan Hess still at the plate. 2-2 is swung on and missed. That's the second strikeout from Smith. Rest of the defense, Michaela McLean, the shortstop we just mentioned, Delaney McDilda at third. And left field is Tyra Parker with Charlie Montgomery in center. And Aaliyah Sweeney over and right. And Savannah White is the catcher today for the Fighting Campbells. Gianna Costaro up at the dish. First time around for the freshman first baseman. Pops that one up and caught by Smith. As she did a nice job. Get over in time, and there's 2 away. The 2 away for Maddie Fife. the catcher today for Delaware. We saw Smith work through the first inning in similar fashion, getting a ground out and a strikeout through the first two batters. But then Boyette had a single through the right side of the infield. Schaefer had a walk, and so the Blue Hens had two runners on with 2 outs, but Blantz hit a sharp grounder to the first baseman at Gillespie, who made the play. Great location from Smith, low and away. And Fife, who couldn't hold up on the first pitch on a strike, now finds herself down at the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Smith trying to hit the exact same location. This time was a bit lower. And she did not get Fife to chase. Again, trying to get outside corner, and Smith cannot catch it. And these last 2 pitches, and now the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fife was ahead of that pitch, but she got just enough of it to foul it back into the backstop. Smith trying to finish off this second inning. Another 2-2 on the way. Outside corner called, strike 3. And Isabella Smith with 2 strikeouts in the inning. And we are still scoreless through 2 innings from Delaware.
Achieving excellence together.
We are fueled by the Blue Hen community and work hard to represent the 302.
I challenge you to give to our Pledge per Win program. Your donations will help our student athletes both athletically and academically.
We are so grateful for the donations from our Blue Hen family and friends that provide us the support to do what we love.
Please consider joining the Pledge per Win program and watch your impact grow throughout the season.
Go Hens.
Go Hens.
Go Hens! Go Hens! Woo!
CAA champions are built by commitment, dedication, and courage. CAA champions live on the court, on the pitch, on the track, on the field, and in the pool. CAA champions live on Flow Sports.
Well, it'll be the 9-hole hitter Savannah White to lead things off as we take a look at Campbell's batting averages as a team this season. .296 average as a whole, averaging over 4 runs per game, slugging .400 with an OPS at .760, so they're not going to put the ball over the wall all that often. But with 1.86 stolen bases a game, they're going to try and put runners on and try and play small ball to advance them and score some runs. And averaging 4 runs a game doesn't seem like a lot, but when Isabella Smith is your number 1, you don't need too many runs to get a win. Case in point, they needed just 2 yesterday and got both of them because of some miscues in the field from the Blue Hens. Winburn 1-1, catches the outside corner for strike 2. The defense around the right-hander. Gianna Costaro, the first baseman. Katie Shivert at second. Chloe Blantz at short with Julia Boyette at third. Lily Shivert in left. Jules Garber in center. Morgan Hess over in right. Oh, heads up. That almost caught one of the coaches in the dugout as White with a foul ball off the end of her bat and nearly got into the dugout. Luckily, he just hit the fence line right in front. 1-2, popped up, shallow right field, coming on Hess! Oh, and she makes the catch, sliding to her knees. Well, Morgan has been a lot better in the circle for the Blue Hens. Had pitched 2 of the 3 games in each of the last 2 CAA series, but she also is a very good right fielder. Case in point on that play. So with 1 out, we head back to the top of the lineup here in the top of the 3rd. Alyssa Henault, who's 1 for 1. Trying to put herself on base. She hit the ball just over Winburn's head in the circle and landed right in front of the shortstop Lance, who couldn't get there in time. She ended up being stranded at 3rd as we remain scoreless here. Henault, the CAA Player of the Week, back on March 25th. Reached twice yesterday. Both times because of errors committed by Julia Boyette at 3rd, and both times Henault was able to score. Three 3-0 the count from Winburn. And it's too high, and a 4-pitch walk to Alyssa Henault with 1 out. Puts Campbell with a runner on.
Now batting for Campbell, number 44, Tyra Parker.
Now Tyra Parker, her 2nd time around. Showed bunt, pulled back, and then trying to show it very late. We saw Parker doing some mind games in her first at-bat before eventually slapping a ball into left field for a single. Unsuccessful trying to get the bunt down her first time around, as that catches the outside corner. He was also unable to get the bunt down yesterday in a couple of opportunities. Parker got a hit in the first inning. Trying to slap the ball foul again. Parker had her 12-game hit streak ended yesterday after going 0 for 3. She did reach via a fielder's choice and was thrown out trying to steal second base, and her first caught stealing since March 30th. 1-2 puts it on the ground. Slow roller for Shivert, and her toss to first is not in time. And they're going to say she was out of the batter's box, and therefore she is out. And the runner, Henault, has to go back to first. And that's always a dangerous situation with these slap hitters. They have to remain in the batter's box through the contact. And the home plate umpire says Tyra Parker stepped out of the batter's box when she made contact. And therefore she is out. So now 2 gone for Brooke Carey. Carey reached via a fielder's choice in the first inning. She was left stranded at first base. Swung on and missed, and the runner in Henault goes on to second. And she gets stolen base number 20 as she was moving on the pitch. So now a speedy runner in scoring position for Brooke Carey. She had both of the RBIs in yesterday's game for Campbell. Pulls that one down the line and left, but foul. Pitch inside, and Carey was a little in front of it. Now Winburn again trying to work out of a jam with a runner in scoring position. She's got a 1-2 count. Reached for that one, did Carey. But she got enough of it as she nails it foul. Winburn once again trying to finish off this third inning. Got a great defensive play to start off the inning from Morgan Hess in right field. And the second out was committed by Parker out of the batter's box when she tried a slap hit on the ground to Boyette at third. She makes an accurate throw across the diamond, and that will end the inning. A one-out walk does no damage. And through 3 innings, Winburn has yet to allow a run. We head to the bottom of the third. We head to the bottom of the third, still scoreless, as the Blue Hens bats are back up for the third time. Team's hitting .302 on the season, averaging over 5 runs scored per game, slugging .466 with an OPS at .847 as the first pitch to Lily Shivert is popped up and caught by the shortstop and Michaela McLean, and there's one gone in the bottom of the third.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 39, Jules Garber.
We head back to the top of the lineup with Jules Garber, who's 0 for 1 today. First pitch swinging on the ground, two-hopper caught by Henault. The second baseman throws to first in time, and Garber's down on another ground out. She's had trouble against Smith today. She's 0 for 2 today, 0 for 5 against Smith in this series. She struck out twice yesterday. As Katie Shivert steps into the batter's box. She's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and takes a called strike one on the outside corner. Shivert reached via a walk in yesterday's game, and again, outside corner, picture perfect from Smith. That walk extended Shivert's on-base streak to 9 straight games. Now she's 0 for 1 today as she swings and misses, and that's the second strikeout by Smith of Katie Shivert, and a quick 1-2-3 inning from Isabella Smith as she is starting to settle in. We head to the fourth, still scoreless.
Utilities like electric, gas, communications, water, and sewer are buried throughout your community. Anytime you excavate, plant, build, or disturb the ground with any tools, contact Miss Utility of Delmarva. Call 811 before you dig. Every project, every time. Protect your family, coworkers, the environment, and yourself. Call 811 before you dig to get utilities marked for free. It's the law. This message brought to you by the Delaware Public Service Commission.
We head to the top of the 4th inning. Still scoreless between Delaware and Campbell. Both sides had all of their hits in the 1st inning. That's when both sides were the most dangerous on the base paths. Campbell started off the game with 2 straight singles, but left runners stranded at 1st and 3rd. Delaware got a single and a walk with 2 outs in the bottom of the 1st, but then left runners stranded at 1st and 2nd. So both sides had early opportunities, and now we head into the 4th with still zeros on the board for both sides. Winburn back in the circle as she faces off against Madeline Gillespie for the 2nd time today. Catches the inside corner on that pitch, and the count evens up at 1-1. Another great location from Winburn. She's ahead of the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Second in the CAA with a 1.64 ERA for Winburn. Also second with 21 wins this season. A single season record for Delaware, but sitting behind her counterpart Isabella Smith for wins on this season in the conference, and that misses outside. Two, knocked foul on the ground from Gillespie, who's hitting .258 on the season. First baseman 0 for 1 today, though, with a strikeout. 5 extra base hits, including 4 doubles, and 11 RBIs as she leads off the top of the 4th. It'll be Gillespie, Michaela McLean, and Delaney McDilda. And nice job from Gillespie to stay alive. She fouls off a pitch on the inside part of the plate. The top 2 batters in the lineup, Hinault and Parker, have reached base 3 of their 4 combined at-bats. The rest of the roster for Campbell today is 0 for 8 with a strikeout. 2-2. Popped up, shallow center, and that's going to fall in between Garber and Blantz. And the 3rd hit of game number 1 belongs to Madeline Gillespie in her first appearance since April 26th.
Number 15, Michaela McLean.
All 3 hits allowed by Winburn. Very soft singles. 2 of them have landed just in front of outfielders, and the other one landed just behind the pitcher. As Michaela McLean steps into the batter's box, showed bunt, pulled back as the pitch goes high. Shortstop 0 for 1 today, hitting .239 on this season. 4 doubles, a lone triple, and 2 home runs. And just 8 RBIs on this season for McLean. Shows bunt, got it down. Winburn fielding her position. Throw is in time. But McLean does her duty and moves Gillespie up to second.
Now batting for Campbell, number 27, Delaney McDilda.
Now Delaney McDilda up for the 2nd time. She's 0 for 1. Flying out to right field. That catches the outside corner for strike one. McDilda, a .292 hitter on the season. 5 extra base hits, including 3 doubles. And does have 11 RBIs. A chance to add one to the tally with a runner at second in Gillespie. Puts that one into center field. Garber tracking back. She'll make the catch. Gillespie tagging on the play. And she's into third base standing up. So McDilda with 2 flyouts, but that one a little more productive as she pushes the runner Gillespie over to third.
Charlie Montgomery.
And now it'll be Charlie Montgomery in a big spot with 2 outs and a runner at third. And before Montgomery gets her second at-bat, head coach of the Blue Hens, Jen Steele, in her 6th season, comes out to have a chat with Winburn and the rest of the Blue Hens infield. Montgomery, the sophomore from Florida, is going to have her second go-around with Winburn in today's affair. Montgomery yesterday went 2 for 3 in her first multi-hit game since April 14th. And Montgomery is going to head back into the dugout. And I wonder if they're going to come with a pinch hitter after the timeout was taken and Winburn got a little extra coaching from Jen Steele, the head coach. And yes, they are. Campbell's going to come with a pinch hitter.
Now batting for Campbell, pinch hitter, number 66, Sterling Hairston.
And Sterling Hairston, the senior from Greensboro, North Carolina, is going to step into the batter's box with 2 outs and a runner at third here in the top of the 4th. First pitch swinging, pops it up. And on the run is Shivert to make the catch. And it's 1 pitch to the pinch hitter. And she pops out to Shivert to end the inning. A leadoff single. And Campbell leaves the runner stranded at third as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Eighth all-time meeting between these two sides. First time in the CAA. Campbell took the lead in the series in yesterday's game, winning 2-1 in the 5th game, decided by 1 run as Smith and Winburn battle for the 3rd time in 2 seasons. Smith has gotten the better of Winburn twice. She's 2-0. She's thrown 13 innings in those 2 games, allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs, walking 5 batters while striking out 11. And Winburn, despite going 14 innings, has thrown 2 complete games against Campbell in 2 seasons, has allowed just 7 hits, 5 runs, only 1 of them earned, while striking out 10. And she's 0-2 against Smith. That one misses a touch low to Julia Boyette. who today has been clean in the infield defensively after committing 3 errors yesterday. She's also 1 for 1 in the batter's box. That one is caught by the second baseman, Henault, as Boyette was trying to get one past her again. And she leads off this 4th with a line out.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 34, Sydney Schaefer.
Now Sydney Schaefer up for the second time. She walked back in the 1st. The first offering from Smith misses outside. The designated player hitting a team high 381 on this season. Also a team high 15 doubles, including the one yesterday, and also 33 RBIs, which is good for second on the squad. Still no score. Campbell and Delaware doing battle in the final CAA weekend of the season. Schaefer takes a called strike. The count moves 2 balls and 1 strike. Puts that on the infield dirt, taken by McDilda at 3rd. And there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 5,
Chloe Blantz now up. And Blantz has been struggling as of late. She's just 2 for 23 since April 17th, and she fouls the first offering up and out of play. Make that now 2 for 24 with the ground out in the 1st inning. Since then, that April 17th mark, she's also had 7 hitless games, including yesterday's 0 for 3 effort. That one's a bit low and inside. The count is 2-1. Blue Hens trying to get their first base runner since the 1st inning. Still just 1 hit allowed by Smith today. Allowed just 1 hit yesterday as well. 2-1. Misses up and away. And now Chloe Blantz with a hitter's count at 3-1. A chance to start a 2-out rally. Oh, that came inside, and it hit her on the arm, and Blantz will reach via a hit by pitch. And that ends a streak of 9 straight batters put down in a row by Smith. As Morgan Hess steps into the batter's box. Before she does, though, the umpiring crew is going to come together and determine perhaps that the ball hit the actual knob of the bat and not the hand and or forearm of Chloe Blantz. And they're going to stick with the original call, and Blantz stays on first.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 13, Morgan Hess.
So time is called as Hess will the chat with Jen Steele. Big spot for the transfer from Presbyterian College. Was a two-way star down in South Carolina. And then transfers up to Delaware, where she's really picked up her play as a pitcher as of late. Has always been a decent hitter as of late, though. Just 1 for her last 8 over the last 3 games. And hitting just .214 in the month of April. Though she does have 7 RBIs. Looking for 1 here to give the Blue Hens their first lead of this series. Puts it on the ground, first pitch. and knocks it foul third base side. Hess 0 for 1 today. One of 3 Blue Hens batters that has struck out. Smith with 4 total strikeouts today. That one's low and inside. Taken off is Blance, and she'll get up to second base with no throw. So Blance now in scoring position. Second time the Blue Hens have gotten a runner up to second base. They've been unsuccessful at driving them in so far. As that one misses a touch up high. Hess has made a great defensive play in the outfield today. And now she's trying to drive in the game's first run. Low and in the dirt. Throw down to second, not in time. As Blance took the secondary lead on a ball in the dirt. And Savannah White caught it cleanly and popped up and was trying to catch Blance off the bag. Now a 3-1. Smith gets a swinging strike 2. And now the count is full. Big spot in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs, runner at second is Chloe Blance. As Morgan Hess is back in the batter's box. Smith coming with a full count. Popped up left field. Tyra Parker camps underneath. She'll make the catch. And that will retire this side. The Blue Hens get a runner on base with 2 outs, but they leave her stranded at second. Through 4 full innings, we are still scoreless at the Delaware softball diamond.
I'm home. Wow, it's hot in here.
Grandma says call the Moon Man.
Moon Man, the AC is out and my family is melted.
At your service. There you go. Mission accomplished.
Thanks, Moon Man.
The house is nice and cool again. Moon Man, you're awesome.
You're welcome. Just go to moonair8.com. For out of this world service, moonair8.com.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get to the adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2024 Silverado 1500 models, or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Scoreless as we head to the 5th inning. Blue Hens on the season 38-10 overall, losing game 1 yesterday 2-1. Winburn went the full 7, allowed just 2 runs, both of them unearned, while striking out 7. They're up 1 game with 2 to play today. They got to win one of these final 2 games to be crowned the CAA regular season champs for the 3rd year in a row. And Boyette, we saw get a hit in the 1st inning, is hitting .361 against CAA competition this season. Leah Sweeney is going to lead things off for the Fighting Camels. Puts it on the infield dirt, taken by Shivert, and she fires over in time for the first out.
Now batting for Campbell, number 10.
1 gone for the Fighting Camels as the catcher Savannah White is in the batter's box. Bunt shown, got it down on the first base side. No tag from the first baseman Costaro. And Savannah White, the catcher's fired up at first. And she put it down in a perfect spot. And the Blue Hens defense was caught napping.
Number 4, Alyssa Hano.
4th hit for Campbell today. And now we head back to the top of the lineup, and Alyssa Hinault has reached base twice so far. Trying to get the bunt down. And we'll see if the leadoff batter can do a little better than her teammates have been able to. Saw Tyra Parker back in the third inning try and get the slap bunt down, but she was outside of the batter's box when she did so. She was called out. Went for a little bit of a slap attempt, did Hinault, and swung over top of it. One out here in the top of the fifth inning. Still no score. Campbell and Delaware in game one of a doubleheader today. With Campbell taking the game yesterday as that one is shot down the line and left and foul. Campbell taking game one yesterday. The Campbells need a sweep of the doubleheader today to be crowned the champions of the CAA in their first season. The Blue Hens, meanwhile, need just one win out of these two games to be crowned the CAA champs for the third straight season. That is what is on the line. These two teams are going to be seeds number 1 and 2 in the conference tournament that takes place down in UNC Wilmington's softball stadium. A win today for Campbell sets up an all-important third game in the back end of this doubleheader. Blue Hens haven't lost a conference series since the first series against the College of Charleston back in 2023. That was also the last time Delaware lost 2 conference games in a row. And you got to go all the way back to May of 2019, the last time the Blue Hens were swept in a 3-game series in conference play. That came against James Madison. That was also the last time the Blue Hens got swept in a doubleheader. That was back on May 3rd.
Now batting for Campbell.
Again against James Madison as Hinault takes the bag. And Hinault actually is going to be hit by the pitch. So she reaches for the third time. White moves up to second base. And there's still just one out into fifth. Parker swings away and fouls it up and out of play. Hinault has reached 3 times, a walk, a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Parker at the dish, 1 for 2. Again, swinging away, and again, hits it out of play. Now Parker down to the count, no balls, 2 strikes. We had seen her be unsuccessful in getting the ball in play on a bunt attempt in her first at-bat before she finally slapped the ball into left field. And then her second at-bat tried to get a running slap hit, but she stepped out of the batter's box making contact and was thus called out. One-two's in the dirt. Nice job by Parker to lay off, as she has battled back to an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winburn in a tough spot yet again. 2 runners on, 1 out. Right-hander with the 2-2. Puts it on the turf. Taken by Winburn, flipped to first in time. And both runners advance to second and third respectively. Parker with an effective out as she moves the runners up. So now Savannah White is at third. Hinault is at second as Parker grounds out, leading to Brooke Carey. 0 for 2 today, reached via a fielder's choice in the first and grounded out to end the third. Carey, the designated player today, hitting .273 on this season. 4 extra base hits, including a single home run, and 11 RBIs on this season. In the dirt, got by the catcher. Fife coming home to score is Whites, and Campbell takes the lead. Hinault also moves up to third, so the Blue Hens aren't quite out of it yet. White scores. It's also a 2-0 count now, as Brooke Carey, with a hit here, drives in another run. Puts that one on a one hop, taken by Shivert. Bobbled it for a second, but is able to throw over in time. And that is going to finally retire the side, but we get the first run. Campbell breaks through. Campbell's on top, 1-0. Well, Campbell breaks through again, leading game number 2 1-0, as the Camels are 32-19-1 overall, winning game 1 yesterday 2-1 behind Isabella Smith's complete game 1-hit, 1-run gem. And they are down 1 game with 2 to play, so they need to win today's game and the second game of this doubleheader. And they're behind Alyssa Hinault's offense, hitting .408 against conference foes this season. As the first offering to Gianna Costaro is in there for a strike. It'll be the bottom of the lineup due up for the Blue Hens. Costaro, Fife, and Lily Shivert. 7, 8, and 9 due up. Those 3 batters have popped out to the infield twice and have struck out today. They were 0 for 6 in yesterday's game, with Costaro reaching base via a hit by pitch. She falls behind. She swung on and missed. And there is one gone. That was actually Jenna Giattino, a freshman pinch hitter, who struck out in place of Costaro. As Maddie Fife steps into the batter's box. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. 5 strikeouts on the day for Smith. And she gets a called strike on the outside corner. We mentioned Delaware's the 2-time defending champs in the CAA. Campbell's actually the 3-time defending champs in the Big South. They just unfortunately are not able to defend their crown, as they have moved over to the CAA. Blue Hens have never won 3 regular season titles in a row in any conference. 1983 and 1984 was the last time they were back-to-back champs. That was the East Coast Conference as Fife goes down looking for this second time, and that's 2 straight strikeouts for Smith.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 15, Lily Shiver.
2 out for Lily Shiver. As the only batter to reach in the last 13 for the Blue Hens was Chloe Blantz, getting hit by a pitch in the last inning for the Blue Hens. Shiver trying to put herself on. Instead, she pops it up right behind second base. Henault cuts in front of McLean, makes the catch, and that will retire this side. Another 1, 2, 3 inning from Isabella Smith. Blue Hens running out of time in game number 2. We head to the 6th inning with Campbell still on top 1-0.
Attention Blue Hen fans, we're excited to announce that Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is the official post-game spot for Delaware football.
Bring your UD pride from the stadium and go to any of Grain's 5 locations after the game, from Trolley Square to Lewis. Regulars have been enjoying Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for live music, great food, and fun.
And now open, Grain Exchange is across the street from Delaware Stadium with an outdoor bar, stage, live music, and food. Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is built by Blue Hens for Blue Hens.
It's there in his passion to teach and help his students create, and there in helping her students stay focused on a task and get it right. It's also in that moment when she accomplishes a goal she's been working on for weeks, or in that nudge of encouragement that motivates her to learn. Student success in Delaware Public Schools is built on these individual stories happening every day, and it's driven by teachers and education support professionals working together to give every student the attention they need to be successful in life.
Winburn back in the circle for this 6th inning.
Now batting for Campbell,
as Costaro has been re-entered into the game at first base defensively. First pitch from Winburn in there for a strike as Madeline Gillespie is 1 for 2 today in the batter's box. Led off the 4th inning with a single. Eventually moved her way around to third base before being left stranded there. She also struck out back in the 1st. Next offering misses low to even up the count at 1 apiece. Winburn, a 2-time pitcher of the week in the CAA. Her counterpart Smith, a 3-time pitcher of the week recipient, also the reigning pitcher of the week in the conference, as that is in there for a strike. Winburn now in the 3rd game she's pitched against Campbell has allowed 6 total runs, with 5 of them being unearned. That's off the end of the bat into right field. Has come in on again. And this time she's unable to make the play, but the ball does land foul. Bit of a longer path for Hess to get to that one with a right-handed hitting Gillespie in the batter's box. Gillespie, McLean, and McDill did the 3 due up for the Fighting Camels here in the top of the 6th. Gillespie's got one of the 4 hits for Campbell today. She's also one of 3 runners left stranded at third base by Campbell. So this 1-0 lead could be much greater if Campbell got timelier hitting. That's on the ground. Backhand stabbed by Boyette, but she picked it foul. Gillespie with a single in the 4th inning and now has a 5-game hitting streak as she's raised her batting average up 30 points over that 5-game span. Again to Boyette on the ground, this time in fair territory. And Boyette will make the play again for the first out in the 6th.
Now batting for Campbell, number 15, Michaela McLean.
Good to see Boyette making the plays defensively today. You gotta imagine she took a bit of a confidence hit yesterday after committing 3 errors, but she's been clean so far in the field today. She's made 3 putouts. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and then here in the 6th. As Michaela McLean steps into the batter's box. She's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Did get a sacrifice hit in the 4th inning, getting the bunt down to move Gillespie up to 2nd. She grounded out to shortstop in the 1st inning with runners at 1st and 3rd. Campbell was unable to push across a run in the 1st inning like they did in yesterday's game. She's got a 2-0 count now as Winburn winds and delivers. Catches the outside corner. It's in there for a strike. Off the end of the bat. And it is going to remain in the ballpark, but hitting up against the chain link fence. And Winburn, after a 2-0 count to start this at-bat, now battled back to even up the count at 2-2 with 1 out to the batter, Michaela McLean. That's on the ground, taken by the shortstop Blance. Her throw over, catches the runner by half a step, and there's 2 away.
Now batting for Campbell, number 27, Delaney McDilda.
4 batters put down by groundouts in a row from Emily Winburn. As she has allowed her defense to do a lot of the dirty work today. Striking out just 1 batter, but limiting the Campbell offense to just 4 hits and 1 run. Delaney McDilda up at the plate. She's flown out to the outfield twice, her first 2 times around. McDilda looking for her first hit of the series. She went 0 for 2 yesterday. And she's now 2 for her last 19 at bats. Into the air center field. Garber's on the move, and she'll make the catch on the run right in front of the warning track. And that will retire this side. Allowed 3rd outs, but the Blue Hens come away unscathed. It's still 1-0 Campbell. Top two teams in the league battling it out in the final weekend of the Coastal Athletic Association play. Delaware and Campbell have clinched the top two spots. It's a matter of where do they end up and who is crowned the champion of the regular season. All 6 spots in the CAA tournament have been clinched, and now it's just a matter of who ends up where. So Delaware and Campbell are both going to end up 1 and 2. Just determining the order is the tough part. Garber gets the bunt down, and oh, the patience of the third baseman McDilda pays off as she lets the ball roll foul. And that is the first strike of the third at-bat for Jules Garber. The other potential spots for the rest of the order in the CAA tournament, Stony Brook can finish between 3rd and 5th as Garber swings and misses. UNC Wilmington, the host of the tournament, can finish anywhere from 3rd to 6th, as can Hofstra. And Elon right now can jump all the way up to 4th, or they can end up in 5th or 6th. Garber watches that ball go low and outside. She's still looking for her first hit of the series. She's grounded out twice today, struck out twice yesterday. Just missing outside. Smith held it there for an extra beat, trying to catch the umpire's eye and get the third strike call. Does not. The count moves to 2-2. That one misses low, and the count runs full. So Jules Garber leads off this 6th inning. Almost got on base via a bunt. It rolled just foul, and now Smith trying to finish her off for the 3rd time today. The 3-2. Fouled off by Garber. Garber, Katie Shivert, and Boyette's the 3-2 up. Top of the lineup for the Blue Hens. And this is about the time you want to make the comeback. Down 1-0. You've got just 1 hit so far today. You've been able to get just 3 batters on base. 3-2, swung on and missed. And Isabella Smith has owned Jules Garber in this series. So with 1 out, the Blue Hens are going to turn to a pinch hitter to try and jolt a little life into the offense that has been stagnant, to say the least.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, pinch hitter number 22,
It'll be Kristen Luzon, the sophomore left-handed hitter, into the batter's box. First pitch swinging, popped it up in the infield. And with the sun out, McDilda makes the catch. And there is 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. So Luzon had been 13 of 26 in the batter's box this season. A lot of those coming in those kind of situations off the bench. But she is unable to get a hit in that attempt. And now Boyette stands in and takes a first pitch, called ball 1. It's always interesting, right after Jules Garber had a full count and had a foul ball before striking out, that the pinch hitter coming off the bench in Luzon comes on and immediately swings at the first offering. Got underneath it and popped it up in the infield as Boyette has a 2-0 count, fouls it up and out of play. Boyette has the lone hit for the Blue Hens today, a single back in the first. She was left stranded at second base, though. Puts that one into the air center field. Going back is Montgomery, and she'll make the catch. Oh, the Camels breaking hearts with their defense. Boyette thought she had extra bases. Montgomery thought otherwise. We head to the final frame. Campbell trying to pull off another win. They still lead 1-0.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. We are professional grade GMC.
Final inning of action here in game number 2 of this series. Game number 1 of the doubleheader. Game 2 will take place just about a half hour after the final out of this game. And remember, if Campbell wins this game, then game number 2 of the doubleheader becomes a do or die for the CAA crown. If Delaware comes back to win today in this first game, and they will be crowned the CAA champions. 7, 8, and 9-hole hitters due up for the Fighting Camels. As Charlie Montgomery is back into the batter's box. She was pinch hit for back in the 4th inning. That one is a one-tapper right back to Winburn as she fires over in time for the first out. Montgomery with the defensive play of the day for Campbell on the move with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning and a shot to the left center field gap. She made the catch on the warning track for the final outs of the bottom of the 6th inning. As Aaliyah Sweeney was next up for Campbell. Instead, the Camels are going to put in a pinch hitter for the 2nd time today, as Mariana Rodriguez, the senior from Mexico City, is going to be pinch hitting here in the top of the 7th for Sweeney. First pitch misses outside. Sweeney had been 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, so a chance for Rodriguez with 1 out in the top of the 7th to try and get on base as Campbell looks for some insurance runs, leading just 1-0. And it's been enough offense. 4 hits for Campbell today. They've also been walked once and have been hit by a pitch once. Hinault has 3 of those 6 trips on the base paths. But Savannah White, the batter on deck for Campbell, who reached via a bunt single back in the 5th, is the only Fighting Camel to reach all the way around to home plate. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter and Mariana Rodriguez as she swings and misses. Throw down is in time, and there's 2 gone. Just the 2nd strikeout for Winburn in this game. She also had just 2 strikeouts in yesterday's game. As White takes a first pitch outside. The Blue Hens defense a little more keen to White's ability to get the bunt down. Corner infield and Boyette and Costaro in from their third and first bases respectively. Though the middle infield is back at normal depth. She hits that one into the air, right center field. Hess on the move to her right will make the catch. And that is going to retire the Campbell side. Nothing doing for the Campbells. It's back to Isabella Smith to try and finish off a complete game shutouts of the Blue Hens when we return. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hole batters due up for Delaware. Down to their final inning here in the first game of this doubleheader, game 2 of the series between Campbell and Delaware. Should Isabella Smith finish off the Blue Hens and Campbell win this game, both sides will be tied at the top of the conference with game number 3 to follow just about a half hour after this game. Schaefer fouls off the first pitch. She's 0 for 1 today with a ground out. She walked back in the first inning. And she has been one of 2 Blue Hens, round of 3, I should say, Blue Hen batters to reach base. Boyette singled in the first, Schaefer walked in the first, and Blance was hit by a pitch in the fourth. And everybody else has been shut down by Smith. The 1-1 misses low, and the count moves to 2-1. 7 more strikeouts for Smith now gives her 204 on the season. Line shot right to the shortstop McLean, down to a knee to make the catch. And there's one out in the bottom of the 7th. Schaefer with good contact, but unfortunate that she put it right to the defender. And now Chloe Blance is up at the dish. She's 0 for 1 with a ground out as well. Was hit by a pitch in the 4th and was left stranded at second base. Lays off the first pitch from Smith, who's trying to throw back-to-back complete game one-hitters against Delaware, who had one of the best offenses in the CAA coming into this weekend series. That's on the outside corner for strike 1. Morgan Hess is in the on-deck circle for Delaware. That's into the center field. Montgomery's got plenty of time to range over to make the catch, and there are 2 outs. And Delaware's down to its final batter.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 13, Morgan Hess.
Hess 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a flyout, as Smith is 1 out away from her second straight 1-out gem That's down the line in right field and getting it down past the glove of Sweeney. Around second, going third is Hess. And they're going to fire in and hold Hess at third. Oh, the dramatics rise. Hess with a triple down the line in right field as Aaliyah Sweeney, we saw her make a similar catch in game number 1, and she was just unfortunate and not able to lay out to make the catch there. And Campbell, the coaches are out to argue whether or not the umpire saw that land fair or foul, I assume is what the argument is at the moment. So the first base umpire is the one who made the call. And it looked pretty obvious up here that the ball landed in fair territory. Hess motoring around the bags ends up at third. And Gianna Costaro, this is her normal spot. She was pinch hit for back in the 5th. As she will get some extra time, and the coaches for Campbell also come out. So everybody getting their meetings in before this big at-bat. The first triple of the season for Hess. And just the second hit allowed by Smith today. And it came with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And so Costaro, who's 0 for 1 today, 0 for 3 on this series, but she is the team leader in home runs and in RBIs this season. And she has a big opportunity here.
Now batting for the Blue Hens, number 20, Gianna Costaro.
Big spots for both sides. Costaro gets a hit. We are tied. Campbell gets the out. And we move to a sudden death game 3 with Campbell and Delaware battling for the top of the CAA. Costaro watches the first pitch up and away for ball 1. Outside corner called strike 1. Smith has liked that location a lot today. Hess the runner at third after her 2-out triple. That one just misses outside. And the count moves 2-1. Should Costaro reach without ending the game, Maddie Fife, the catcher, is in the on-deck circle for Delaware. 2-1 on a pitch well inside. Costaro fouls it back. And now the count moves to 2-2. Isabella Smith trying to finish off the Blue Hens for the second day in a row and finish off a complete game gem. Costaro trying to extend the game. 2-2. Called strike 3 outside corner, and Campbell has come into Delaware and has taken the first 2 games of this series, and it sets up the all-important do or die game 3, and that is going to be coming up in just about a half hour. We'll have that right here on Flow Sports as this game ends 1-0. Campbell does just enough to get the win and also take this series as they will do battle one final time. Both sides now 21-5 in the conference as Campbell on a hot streak now have won 15 of their last 17 games, are now 33-19-1. As Delaware has dropped 2 in a row and are now 38-11. So, folks, tune in for Game 3. it's going to be a doozy. After these first 2 games have been one run affairs, we can't wait to see the third. Half an hour. Come on back. We'll be right here on Flow Sports. For now, my name is Matt Papelka saying so long, and we'll see you in just a bit.